It's a way of the Mr. Quickie, oh yeah. Having had some success with my Low Bar Bill moniker for William Lane Craig, I'm sending this video out to all my partner YouTube atheists, skeptics, freethinkers, anyone who does any kind of counter-apologetics on a regular basis. So Stephen Woodford, Pine Creek Doug, Shannon Q, Jimmy Snow, Aaron Ra, Nathan Orman, James Fedor, The Non-Alchemist, Christy Burke, Mindshift Brandon, Myth Vision Derek, Sir Sick, Jacqueline Glenn, Holy Kool-Aid, Alex O'Connor, Owen Morgan, Godless Granny, T-Jump, Matt Dillahunty, The Skeptic, TMM, Betty Bowers, Seth Andrews, everyone at The Majority Report, and Apologia. By the way, this has to become the official emoji of Apologia. It's like the emoji creators looked at a bunch of Apologia's videos and thumbnails and made this emoji based on the face you can see him frequently making throughout. But this is secondary. Let's get back to my main point. We, all of us together, have to stop using the term apologist and start calling these people what they are. Excusagists. That's all they really do. Make excuses for why this scripture doesn't say what it says, or why an all-powerful God can't do, well, anything anymore. And they're not even good at it. So maybe bad excusagist? No, that's too long. Let's just imbue the term excusagist with negative connotations. Now, if you've been misled into thinking that these excusagists don't really excuse so much as they explain, please understand that an explanation has to actually explain things. And that's simply not what these people do. Not in any way that makes sense. For instance, I've asked why, if Adam's sin brought both physical and spiritual death into the world the instant Eve ate from the fruit, why Jesus' redemption, his sacrifice on the cross, conquering both physical and spiritual death, didn't instantly take effect as well. Why are we all still dying? And why does anyone have to choose Jesus when we never made the choice to live under Adam's sin? I've gotten all kinds of excuses for why we haven't stopped dying, and why God can't once again commune with us like he did with Adam and Eve. That will all happen later, apparently, they tell me. But my question was, if it happened immediately when Adam fell, why doesn't it happen immediately when Jesus redeems? God is perfectly just, right? You do it this way for that, you do it the same way for the other. Likewise, if you ask an apologist, excusagist, for evidence of the Exodus, for which there should be tons of physical evidence, millions of Hebrew slaves in Egypt who then wandered the Sinai for 40 years, they'll give you excuses for why there's no evidence instead. They'll even try to move the timeline, trying to make some other, still lacking evidence fit the narrative. This is excusagetics. My favorite, though, is when Christians make excuses for why their all-powerful supernatural God can no longer do miracles, despite what Jesus promised. One Christian tells me that Jesus was talking only to the 12. So just the 12 would be able to do miracles moving forward. Like God's miracle budget would run dry right around the time the 12 were dying off. By the way, when the disciples couldn't do miracles, Jesus said it was their lack of faith, not that they didn't technically constitute a quorum yet. Think about that. For thousands of years, God used prophet after prophet to perform miracles, from Noah to Elijah to Jonah. Then suddenly, perhaps because the resurrection and the ascension were such big-ticket items, God had only enough magical miracle pixie dust to sprinkle on 12 more dudes. He couldn't even save some for the ladies. What a pig. That's excusagetics. So please join me, if you will, my atheist brethren and sistren, and let's start calling these folks what they are, excusagists. They never apologize for their ineptness in failing to explain things anyway. So why call them apologists? From now on, they're excusagists, and bad excusagists at that. Once again, I'm me. Thanks for watching.